Welcome. Hello, friends. Polly said she overdosed on chocolate. I didn't. For me, it was the ham. It was the ham that got me yesterday.
And today.
Well,
you had some today.
I did. I gave myself 1.5 slices today, but I couldn't finish it all, and the dogs got the rest. But there's something about that ham. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Oh, good. Diana is here. Leanne, Betsy. Hi, my friends. I was just putting packages together for you ladies. Welcome. So I will tell you now that be careful because you might see a lot of me this week. And I shouldn't, well, you don't have to turn YouTube on. But I do plan to be going live a few times this week. I'm going live now, right? That makes sense. And then I'm going live, let's see, Wednesday and Thursday. And then Sunday, but maybe Friday or Saturday. But I do know I'll be going again live on Wednesday. I just have a lot that I really want to share this week. There are a few new releases, but also using some old stuff with it. And I've been getting into some stitching things. I want to do some of that this week. There's some new color cardstocks coming out. There's lots of stuff. So I will be going live a lot this week and probably a lot next week. So I'm glad about that. Full disclosure, I probably say too much in these lives, but my anxiety's been really bad lately. And one of the nice things about lives is I can't think about my anxiety. Like I have to focus enough that it almost gives me a little bit of a break from my anxiety. I think sometimes when I'm really anxious, like the cards don't come together as well, but I think you can all relate to that. So here I am. So thank you all for being here. I understand there are many ways you could spend your time, and I am very thankful that you spend it with me. Sharon, hello. I'm sorry you have a migraine. I get that. I get migraines from weather changes, and lately, Saturday it was like 80. And last night it was freezing. It's not fair. It's not fair. Lasagna. That sounds good. Okay, so today I'm using waffle flour. So waffle flour came out with a new release this weekend, and I just was excited to use it because there was more for their Postage collage collection. And it's not just more stencils that go with their A2 postage die. There's more to it, the different sizes and such. So I thought I would spend today talking about some of the different size cards I make, because every time I talk about different size cards, people ask questions. So I thought I'd just review my 3 favorite sizes now. At the beginning of this live, play with those different sizes as we go. Now, I will tell you, I have done so many lives using the Waffle Flower Postage Collage Collection because she keeps building on it, and I really appreciate when companies do that. I do have a really big live planned in a few weeks where I'm going to talk about all things postage collage, all things, so that because there's so many products in her collection at Waffle Flower that are so good and can be used mixing and matching in so many ways that, she's kind of added on over the years. I think it's been 3 years now, that I want to kind of do like a summary live. But today I'm going to talk a little bit about the postage collage stuff and card sizes. Polly, it's just life related. That's right, life. Holidays do get people too. Anybody with anxiety or depression knows holidays are tough, but yesterday was good, so it was all good. All right, so although I'll be using the postage collage stuff, I'm going to show you ways to use it without a postage look, okay? And I'm going to be talking about stuff you can use with whatever. All right, so you are going to, there's a little bit of everything here. I had to kind of change gears because a product sold out right before the live, but I will talk about what I had planned for that card, and you can pre-order that product, but I'm going to change gears and you guys are going to help me kind of figure out some things. Yeah, that I'm very excited about that live where I'm going to do everything postage collage. I'm really excited. My friend Betsy is here and I'm hoping to reel her in to help me with it. So Betsy, there's news for you. She didn't know. But yeah, it'll be fun. Oh, Sarah, thinking of you today. Okay, so let me just show you. Let me think the best way to start. Let's start with the offers that Waffle Flower has. Yes, Waffle Flower is in Arizona. She is in Arizona. Nina is the owner and she is an incredible human being. She has this new April release and I'm going to be using some of the new stuff along with the old. So Mike, can you first share my exclusive discount code? So when I told Nina I was going to go live, she said I could get 40% off the Love You die set. You can see it there in the image. I will be using it today. I really have always liked this style of word dies from Waffle Flower. Like I've used the Just a Note, Miss You, that's like this. And I'm excited for the Love You because the Love You can be used for so many occasions. And the size is just right to use with or without postage or other things. So you can see the card over on the left of that image. It has some postage images with it and it has a soft look. And then over on the right, you have like a framed image with a more bold look. And so it's one of those die sets I think can be used for a lot. So I was excited when she offered 40% off. To get that 40% off, you add it to your cart and use the code and you get 40% off. It's a inexpensive die set. So it has the words love you and shadow. Mike, can you come back here? This is the die here, the die cut. So you can see how it fits. This is an A2 panel, so it fits nicely on a card panel. It's a nice big one. So I will be using that today, 40% off of that, okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing is, Mike, there is another free gift. I don't think Waffle Flower has a storefront. Most of the small businesses do not. Okay, so that 40% off that die doesn't matter what you buy, right? You could just get that if you wanted. But if you buy $25 or more from their April release, which I'll be using some of today, there will be a pop-up that comes up that lets you choose between two free gifts. One is the word mom with the coordinating die, and one is the word dad with the coordinating die. And you get to choose that. For a while, they had a square postage, but that one sold out. So I had planned to use that today, but it's sold out today. So you get a choice of the dies that you get for free, which I think is fantastic. So that is if you spend $25 or more on the new release, and I will be using some new release things today. Can you come back here, Mike? So just so you know, at the top of my YouTube description, you will, there we go. At the top of the YouTube description, you will see special offers, and those two things will be there so you can easily see what I've talked about. Another thing is at the top of my YouTube description, right at the top, is a link with the word live in it. If you go there and open it up to a new page, you'll see all those offers along with thumbnails or like images at the top, and below that will be thumbnails of everything I'm using. Going to that page, I think, would be really helpful because then you can see it all. All right, so that's just a little bit about the discount and the free gifts that you can get today. Now, let's see. Oh, and before we get started, I also wanted to let you know that craft stacks, which I use a lot, you see me use every time I craft. The craft stacks are these containers from Spellbinders. There's big containers and there's medium. These are the medium size. They come with lids, so you can put lids on them and stack them. They stack with or without lids. You know that I use these every time I go live. Here's the bigger size. They're on sale over at Spellbinders right now. And I wanted to let you know because that sale isn't going on much longer and they're a staple. So I'm buying more of them because I I like them so much, okay? So I wanted to let you know about that. The information about that sale is in the YouTube description below. Okay. Close that door. All right, so now let me first start out by talking about card sizes, because every time I make like an A6 card or something, I get questions about, I'm coming back, the different card sizes that I use. Now, I will tell you, there are many card sizes out there. In fact, it really doesn't matter what size your card is, as long as you have an envelope to fit it, right? So it doesn't have to be these sizes. But a lot of products are designed to fit these sizes, and so I wanted to go over those. I'm going to say right up front, there are 2 sizes I'm not covering today. I might in a future video, because I don't make many with those sizes, okay? I'm just going to tell you that right now. Mini slimline and slimline, for a while I made cards in those sizes, but I've kind of veered away from it. And from what I've learned is not many of you guys use those sizes. So to keep today simple, I'm going to go with the other 3 basic sizes that I enjoy using. And I find there are a lot of products that work well for those sizes. So please keep in mind that the products that I'll end up talking about for these 3 sizes are available in mini slimline and slimline, but I'm not covering those sizes today. Instead, I'm going with A2, A6, and A7. I know that a lot of you are diehard A2s. I get it. That's what most of my cards are. But I encourage you to try the A6 size, because it is just a fun change and a little bit more room. A7, I know many of you, especially in Europe, like A7, that's 5x7, and that's a bigger card. But what I encourage you to do today is think about the other sizes of what you normally use. Can you scroll it? Hi, Jana. What you normally use, so that you try something different, because I feel like when you try something different, it really kind of pushes your creativity and kind of gets you out of a rut. Yeah, a lot of people make a lot of mini slimline and slimline. I get that. I totally get that. I totally get that. But I want to focus to the 3 other basic sizes, and that I feel like there are quite a bit of products coming out for those 3 sizes. So I know that I'm ignoring mini slimline and slimline today, but I wanted to go with the 3 basic. There is a smaller bar 4. There are many others, okay? But today I'm going with the 3 basic sizes that I feel the proportions are similar. Like if you're used to making A2 and you switch and make a slimline, the proportions are really different. If you don't know what a mini slimline is, or sorry, a slimline is basically like a letter envelope. Like when you get a bill in the mail, that's the size of a slimline. And for some people, it's hard to go from A2 to slimline. That's a big change. So the 3 sizes I'm going to talk about today are kind of all the same, the same proportions, just different sizes. Okay, so that's what I'm going to talk about today, because I get a lot of questions about it. Now, I created a little image, and it's over on the live page that I have at the top of my YouTube description. Mike's going to put it on the screen right now. These are the card sizes I'm focusing on today. So A2 is what most crafters do, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. A6 is the one that I really encourage you to try. I really like it. And that is 4 1/2 by 6 1/4. Then A7 is 5 by 7. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, all of those cards cost the same to ship, to mail, as long as they aren't too heavy or too thick. They all require just 1 postage stamp. Now, if you make like a thick card that's an A2, it'll cost the same to ship as a thick card that's an A7. And a good way to think about that is most of the cards you buy like at Kroger or a grocery store are the bigger size, like 5 by 7, and it requires regular postage. So just so you know, if you do like to make a square card, square envelopes cost more to ship. But if you put them in one of these envelopes, you don't have to worry about that. okay? All right, so Mike, you can come back here. Mike, can you put that like up in the top corner?
Like that?
Or bottom corner, there we go. Okay, so Mike's put that in the bottom corner so that I can kind of show you those sizes real quick, okay? And I can show you how I make cards for that. And then I'm gonna start doing, what?
I'll move it.
Okay, there we go. So there we go. So we're gonna talk about those sizes right now, and then we will go into making cards with them. So let me get a pen. I need a big old fat Sharpie. I can't find one. So this is A2, which many card makers use, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. You can get envelopes for this size pretty much anywhere. Gina K Designs, Tailored Expressions, Simon Says Stamp, Altenew, Concord and Ninth. This is a very popular card size. If you have a sheet of 8 1/2 by 11 cardstock, you can get 2 card bases of this size. Okay, this is what I think you see most common in card making videos. Now the biggest size is A7, which is 5 inches by 7 inches. That's a pretty easy one to figure out. I know this is more popular in Europe. It's a nice bigger size. Christina Werner rocks the 5 by 7. And you can see there's a pretty big size difference between that, right? So there are a lot of 5 by 7 products out there. Christina Werner is one who designs a lot of products around that size. She has frames for 5 by 7 cards. I know Waffle Flower has frames and such for 5 by 7. So these I feel like are the 2 most popular. All right, if you're looking for centimeters, I can convert them, but I know this, if you go into Google and you type inches to centimeters, you can type in the values and it will tell you. As far as 5 by 7 envelopes, I know Simon Says Stamp has some, but I will tell you, Cards and Pockets is a place where you can get envelopes of any size. Cards and Pockets, I have it linked in my YouTube description below. If you click there, they have envelopes of lots of colors, different flaps on their envelopes. Some are the V and some are the square, but they have them in A2, A6, A7, all the sizes you could possibly want. Okay? All right. Yeah, Gina K has master layouts that are designed for A7 and A6. But A7, I feel like A2 is the most popular, A7 is probably the second most popular. And you can get a lot of products proportioned for A2 cards and quite a few for A7. All right. Then A6, the size I do for A6 is 4 1/2 by 6 1/4. And that's kind of an in-between size. So you can see you got small, big, medium, and large. So the A6 just gives you a little bit more, mostly height, from A2. All right, and it's smaller and a little more manageable than a 5 by 7. A6, I feel like, is the least popular, but it's growing, and it is my favorite size. It is my favorite size because you get a little bit more room than on an A2. You can also make things kind of hang off of a smaller card and put in an A6 envelope. As far as A6 envelopes, I get most of mine on Cards and Pockets. Now you can go to Amazon and get inexpensive envelopes, but I feel like a lot of those are kind of flimsy. And if you spend a lot of time and effort and money on your card, you want it in a good envelope. So you can get all 3 sizes at Cards and Pockets, which is in my YouTube description below. Now A6, more and more companies are coming out with products that are proportioned for A6. Waffle Flower has some, Gina K has some. I will say that like Christina's products that are bigger that can kind of go with A7 can be used on A6. So more and more companies are coming out with A6 stuff. If you really like this size or this size, I really encourage you to look around Waffle Flower because a lot of the favorite basics, let me get them out. Oops, man down. a lot of the favorite basics that you might want to use are available at Waffle Flower in the different sizes. For example, you know I love the rectangles with the piercing on the inside edge. Waffle Flower has those for A2 cards, has them for A6, and has them for A7. So it's all the sizes that fit in it because the proportions are different. Like if you take an A2 rectangle and put it on a 5x7 card, see how it's close on the edge, but a lot of room on the top and the bottom. So Waffle Flower has a lot of their products proportioned. You can get an A2, an A6, or an A7. Okay, so I have all of my Waffle Flower, let me put them back, A2, A6, and A7 right here stuck to my cabinet door. I don't think you'll be able to see them, but let me see if this works. I don't think you can see them. So right stuck in the cabinet door, there's my A2s, my A6, my A7s from Waffle Flower, okay? And I know I have some from Concord and Ninth too. I'm gonna show you how to make the card bases for these, okay? I'm gonna show you the easiest way because...
Keep that up there?
Yeah, keep that up there for a bit, okay? So I'm gonna do something with these different sizes today, okay? Oh, okay, the greetery, thank you. The greetery has a 5x7 stuff too, all right? Now, let me make some card bases real quick. There are a few ways to do it. I'm going to show you the easiest that require no measuring, okay? Like little measuring, or little thinking, I should say. In all of the cases, well, let's see. I'm gonna do all side folding cards, okay? Mike, can you add to the supply list the piercing dies for A2, A6, and A7?
Okay.
All right, 8.5 by 11. Now, if you want to make a side fold A2 card, it's really easy. You score it right down the middle at 4¼ inches. This will give you a side fold. Okay, so I scored it right down the middle at 4¼ I'll fold that in half. So I have a hot dog bun or a really long taco. I really want a taco tonight. That's what I really want for dinner. Okay. I ordered some taco pajamas yesterday. And then you cut that in half at 5½. So from one 8.5 by 11 sheet, you can get 2 A2 note cards, which is one of the reasons it's really popular. You can get 2 from one sheet of cardstock. All right. Yes, real quick, all craft stacks come with lids. I just don't always keep the lids on. And you can figure out the centimeter sizes by doing, if you go into Google and right on the search bar, put inches to centimeters, and it'll pull up a thing, and all you have to put in is 4 inches, and it'll tell you how many centimeters it is. Okay, so that's how I make A2 cards. You can get 2 out of an 8.5 by 11 sheet. Now, I will tell you for these, I do it the easy way, not the way that conserves your cardstock more, because I will end up using the leftover cardstock regardless. So for both A6 and A7, I start by scoring right down the middle, the long way at 5.5. So I'm going to score my 8.5 by 11 sheet right down the middle and fold it in half. So I have what's like a giant card. Okay, I'm going to do another one of those. This is how I do it. There are other ways to do it. This is what I feel requires the least thought. Yes, I do have pre-cut card bases, a ton in A2, A6, and A7 over on in a container over on my wall. Okay, so these are just 8.5 by 11 that I scored right down the middle at 5.5 and folded in half. So I've got these 2 giant cards. Now, I find the easiest way to make an A6 card is, remember that image that I have up in the top right. You can print it from my website. The link is below. Instead of like trying to do the math or whatever, I just fold a piece of cardstock in half, okay? And then cut to that. So I have a piece of cardstock cut in half. I'm first gonna cut at 4.5. So 4.5, and then 6.25. And there's my A6 card. Now you only get one A6 card out of a sheet of cardstock, but I will use these, okay? I will use these. This right here, I just tore in half, and next time I need to like die cut love you or whatever, I'll cut from this. So I have a little spot in my drawer right next to me where I put those. These I can use if I want to cut like a thin strip to put as like a decorative edge on a card, or I want to build up some dimension. So I don't throw those away either, okay? So that is an A6 card. I just fold my cardstock in half and then cut it to that. Keeps it simple. Keeps it very simple. You could cut it from the corner and do some math and think about it, but you're not going to conserve that much cardstock. Okay, so for 5 by 7, what I do, I take an 8.5 by 11, fold it in half at 5.5 inches. Then I cut it to that. While it's folded, I cut it in that to 5 by 7. So I'll cut to 5 by 7, 5 that way, and then this way I'll cut off 1.5 inches, which gives me 7. And there is my 5 by 7 card. You only get one. You only get one out of a full sheet of cardstock. That's okay. This right here, I can use to die cut sentiments from. And then this right here, I can use to build up dimension. Because you've seen me many, many times do like a sentiment strip and then cut scraps of cardstock behind it to give dimension. And that's where this would go. So that is how I go about cutting my A6, A7 cards. And A2, you get 2 from one sheet of cardstock. Okay, that is the simplest way. So to get these 2 sizes, just fold your cardstock in half and then cut to those sizes. And that leftover cardstock you can use in other things. And you're going to see me use some of those. And it really just makes it so much easier than trying to do the math to make your leftover cardstock instead this wide be this wide. I'm still going to use it. I don't make my own envelopes anymore. I used to. You can. We Are Memory Keepers has boards that help you to make your own envelopes, but I mostly make these sizes, and I can get these sizes, I can get these pretty much anywhere. And then all of them I can get at Cards and Pockets, which is in my YouTube description below. So let me show you real quick. Let me just grab one of each size to show you. I'm just going to grab some random ones. These are all from Cards and Pockets. But remember, A2, a lot of our favorite crafting companies have that size. Dang it. Here we go. Okay, so here's an A2. This one happens to be from Gina K. And you can see it fits an A2 card very nicely. This is an A7 envelope. This one's from Cards and Pockets. You can see there's a shine to it and a nice V flap. And that fits the A6 very nicely. And then this last one here is from Cards and Pockets, 5 by 7, and it fits this size very nicely. But what's nice about having even if you only make A2 cards, the nice thing about having the bigger envelopes is, say you make a card that's A2 and you want something to hang off the edge, you can put it in a bigger envelope, right? So bigger envelopes are always helpful to have on hand. All right, so that is how I go about doing it. Now what I do is I sit down and I make a bunch of A6 at once. Then I make a bunch of A7 at once. and I make a bunch of A2 at once, and I have these all on hand. I've got a container full of lots of them already pre-made. Then I don't have to think about it every time. All right? Yeah, trying to do the math to conserve a little bit of cardstock just kind of overwhelms me when I still can use these 2 strips as is. And you'll see me do that today. I will tell you, for somebody asked about colors of envelopes, I really like colored envelopes. It's a thing for me. It's something that I really like. I feel like if I spend all my time on my cards, that I should have nice envelopes to go with it. However, if you want just basic white envelopes, you can get those. I do recommend really good quality envelopes. Simon Says Stamp has great quality white at the A2 and A7 size. A6, Cards and Pockets has white, so you get what you pay for. You can buy bulk of any of these sizes in white over at Amazon, but I'm telling you that they're very rarely as high of quality as what you get from our favorite stamp companies or from Cards and Pockets. Okay, now, Nina, you were asking, if you want to know about the colors that Cards and Pockets has, they have what's called the swatch deck. Mike, can you add that to the list and the YouTube description below?
Cards and Pockets.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know the people at Cards and Pockets. I just give them my money. Okay, I got this in the fall, I would say, where they have samples of all of their envelope colors. So like right here, this one right here is Peacock Teal. Let's see. And you can just go through and find them. One of my most used is the Lagoon. It's a shiny, kind of dull teal color. But you can get this to see the colors. They used to let you buy 1 envelope at a time, so you could get 1 candy pink, or you could buy more. I'm not sure what it is now. I'm due to, oh, that's pretty, due to make another order with them soon. But I did find this swatch deck very helpful because you can, try all the different colors. So this one's Emerald, and this is from Gina K, okay? So hi Dana. I just find that, and I'm sure there are other places to get colored. I know Paper Source has some colored envelopes. Altenew, well, Paper Source has different sizes. Altenew and Concord and 9th, Gina K. Tailored Expressions are mostly A2. Apparently Tailored Expression has some bigger sizes. But if you really want, oh great, the swatch is out of stock. Go figure. But if you really want a plethora of colors in the different sizes, Cards and Pockets. So another thing you can do is get like lots of colors for A2 if that's what you mostly make. Then get some really high quality A7 envelopes or A6 envelopes so you can have that bigger option too. Cards and Pockets and Simon Says Stamp has nice A7 white envelopes. Yeah. So the swatch deck that I was showing, this is Cards and Pockets. Somebody said it was out of stock. Yeah.
For the envelope.
For the envelopes. Yeah, this is the envelope swatch deck. They also have cardstock too, but I've never tried it. So, I don't know, you can email them and ask them when they're going to have more in. Anyway, so that gives you an idea of sizes. Now, Waffle Flower. One of the things I love about Waffle Flower is she has designed a lot of products that work with each of these. Okay, so Waffle Flower a while ago came out with this Postage collage die that works great for an A2 card. Now it does come with some other dies in it, like some round dies and such, but I don't use them much, so they're in here somewhere. Let me see if I can find them. Here they are. So this is the A2 Waffle Flower Postage collage die. You have seen me use this a billion times in my lives. Mike, somebody said there's an invalid link. I'm not sure what it is. So the Postage collage die comes with this collage and then these other shapes. I don't use these other shapes much. I use the Postage collage a lot. Now they have a billion products that go with that. A lot of stencils that go with that because that's what most card makers use. Okay? So there are so many layering stencils and such that work with the A2 size. Okay? You've seen me use it many times in videos. So there you go. That's what this is. But I want to tell you they also have an A6. So here is the A6 Postage collage, which gives you a little more room to work with. And here is the die for it. So you can see how the proportions are different and they're bigger. And remember, you can cut those out. But look at how the shapes are bigger, so you can use other products with it. Now, since A6 isn't as popular, there aren't as many stencils that go with it, but you can use other things with it, which I'm going to talk about. So that's A6. Then A7, there is an A7 too. So I love that she has all of those options. She also has mini, slimline, and slimline. But again, I'm just focusing on those three today. But look at how big like this is, that you could take that off, like cut that one out, put it on an A2 card, and it would be the focal point. All right. So there's A2, A6, A7. And those are the Postage collage dies. You can see this is the A7 Postage collage die. It comes with the additional ones too. All right. Now, they have other things to offer too. Let me get it all together and I'll show you how I store it all in a moment. Another thing that they have to offer is in all sizes, including mini, slimline, and slimline, which I'm not covering right now, is they have the Postage collage block die. Okay, so that cuts this piece, which you can lay over it. So if you don't want postage look, you can use all the products with it and you get that look right there. It just cuts it out and creates this nice block look. And so here's that die. The nice thing is you can use the center pieces too with it. All right, here, let me move this out of the way. So here is the block die. I have all this linked below. Another nice thing about the block die is you can use it to cut pieces out and glue it right into your postage collage. So you can either lay it over the postage collage to have that kind of framed look, or you can use the center pieces. So you could cut this from like pattern paper and then glue it on here, and look at that. They all fit in there nicely. And there's a faux postage edge there too, or a faux stitching edge inside there too. Let me hold it up so you can see. All right. See that? Okay, so that's A2. So there is this postage collage block die in the A2. Well, she has it in the A6 also. So here's the A6 postage collage die, which cuts out a panel to cover it. And here I've got it right here. So if you don't want the postage collage or you just want another look for it, you can do the blocks, or you can use the little pieces that pop out to fill in those little openings. Okay, so there's the block die for A6, and of course she has them for A7 too. Let me get it out. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Here's the Big Mama A7 postage collage block die. See how that covers it up? Or here's what the die cuts look like. See how the die covers that up? Or it cuts out the little pieces that fit inside. Okay? So you have the base. Oh, there's one more thing. Let me show you. There's one more thing. Let me get it. For each of them, there is I'm just going to show you one. There is a postage collage block stencil too. So this stencil, it comes in the 3 sizes, can lay over your postage collage, and you can ink over that with any stencils you want. You can stamp over it. You can stencil over it, but it blocks off the edges, so you just ink in the center. So all 3 sizes have the postage collage dies, the postage block dies, and the stencil in those sizes. So if you're an A7 person, you can get that. Now, Waffle Flower for some time has had A2 with other things, but today I'm focusing on the ones that are available in all 3 sizes. Okay? Then today, or yesterday, I guess I should say, let me put this back. Yesterday, they came out with something new. It is the wavy lines stencils, and they're available in all the different sizes. Okay? So for this, I use the wavy lines on this. The wavy line stencils are available in A2, A6, A7, mini slimline, and slimline. And I'm going to show you ways to use this because you can see these wavy lines, but you're going to see there's more you can do with it. Okay? Yeah, it's very well thought out. I have all of these things linked below, but I'm going to show you why I like all 3 sizes today, show you some different things to do with it, even though I've been talking for a while. But I wanted to let you know that those basics are available in every size. Now, let me show you how I store mine. Let's start with A7, which is the big mama one. I have a pocket here. This happens to be from Altenew. I put Waffle Flower A7 postage at the top. I have my A7 postage collage die. I have the A7 postage collage block die, which kind of blocks that out and cuts out the centers. The A7 postage collage block stencil, and the wavy lines. And I keep all of that together in here because I know those all work together in there, okay? Then I also have the A6. Everything for A6 I have in a pocket. I do have mini slimline and slimline off to the side. And then in here, I will put all of my A2. And I even have some pre-cut in here, okay? So those are the 3 sizes I use the most. I will tell you, there are, as I said, Waffle Flower has a lot that works with the A2 postage. But I've shown in many videos how you can use anything you have, any stencils you have, with any of it. And I'm going to show some of that today. Okay? Now I will say that Waffle Flower has more postage stuff, which I'll talk about in that big video that I'm going to do in a few weeks. Like they have this big postage. That's for another video. Today I'm doing the postage collage stuff in the different sizes and just talking about the different size cards. Okay? All right. So let's play. I think I will start. I'm going to start with A6. I'm going to keep that up in the top corner because I think that will be helpful as we go. These pockets are pockets from Altenew. I think they're the 7.5 inch wide ones. Okay, but I think I'm going to start with A6, which is that middle size. You can see it up in the top corner there. That's the size I want to start with. If you want to use a black mat underneath the postage die on A2, what size would it be? Let me show you. So if you want to put a thin black mat around that, you could do like 4 1/4, well, 1/4 inch less on each side. Okay, rewind. If you want a thin black mat around this to go on an A2 card, I would cut a black cardstock piece to be 4 inches by 5¼ inches. Okay. All right. But basically, just basically a nice thin black mat would be just a little bit smaller than your note card size. I like, my favorite card size to make is A6. I don't always use it in videos because it kind of freaks people out sometimes. And also not all products are proportioned to go on an A6 or A7 card base. So that's, I'm thankful that Waffle Flower has some. Lorraine, you can probably get everything from Simon Says Stamp. Yep. All right. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So let's look at A6 first. I'm going to look at A6 first, just because it's different. What I'm about to do, you can do in A2 or A6 or A7 or mini slimline or slimline, thanks to Waffle Flower's products. But I'm going to start with A6 because I love that size. And I'm going to show you how to use regular stencils with it too. Yes, Anita, you're right. You may have, I'll show you that. I love A6 card size. This is an A6 card base. A2 products aren't proportioned for it. This is an A2 rectangle. See how it's not proportioned right for it. There's all this excess room. So I really appreciate that, some companies like Waffle Flower, Gina K has some A6 products, are coming out with things that are proportioned just right. Like this is proportioned to fit nicely on an A6 card with even trim around the edges. And I'm going to do more about this Postage collage line in a few weeks. But right now, I just wanted to show you how the reasons why it's good to sometimes do bigger or smaller card bases. By the way, the best way to get little dots out is watch. You just drag your little piercer against it. Now I had some little dots on my cutting plate, so it left an impression. So I'm going to cut another. That one there I'll use to kind of stack as we go. Let me just do another one real quick. All right, so with this card, this is A6 proportion. I'm going to leave that right there so you know I'm doing A6. We're going to use some of the stencils. I did it again. We're going to use some of the stencils from Waffle Flower and then just mix it in with other things. All right, because the Postage collage, Nina has come out with so many stencils that work with the A2. Let me show you some of them here in a moment. Let me just get this done here. There we go. Hold on. I have used the Postage collage a billion times in my videos, but let me just show you these. These are all mostly A2, I think. See, there's the mini or the slimline, but okay. This is one where I used pattern papers. This is from a previous live. So I used pattern papers. This is the A2. Here are two A2s where I used big stamps and stencils with it. All right. No, Waffle Flower is doing wonderful, Brenda. They are kicking rear. Can you scroll a little bit, Mike, back? Oh, I have a Postage collage playlist that Brianne just posted. Yes, I'm using 110-pound cardstock. This one shows cutting up some of the postage, so you can just cut between the lines and putting them together. This is an A6 card, so see how it's a little bit bigger? More room for postage. And then this one I used a giant image on it. Okay. All right. Let me put that out of the way. So I've done many things with this. Today I am just showing a few different things in different sizes. Okay, so here's an A6 panel. So this is the Waffle Flower A6 Postage Collage die. I cut it from heavyweight white cardstock. I always recommend a high quality cardstock. It will ink better, it'll hold up better, it'll die cut better, it'll do all the things better. All right, see it? And you can see there's a little faux postage, or a faux stitching also on it. All right, so I will start with the new wavy line stencils because I know a lot of people will ask about this. The new wavy line stencils. And I feel like these are great because they're a nice backdrop to anything you want to add to it. So I'm going to go with the nice backdrop first. I have more to share after that. I have my Waffle Flower grip mat in my Misty stamping tool. She does also have other sizes. She has one from the mini Misty. Then she's got this big mama size. I'm just using the one in my Misty and you'll see why in just a moment. So these are the wavy line stencils for Postage Collage. It's available in all the sizes. I'm doing A6, but if you want to do A2, you could do A2. But I love that A6 size. All right, so let me see. Let's go with the first stencil here. Now what I'm going to do is take my die cut, and there are etched lines on the stencil, so I can easily line it up. And I'll put a little bit of tape. So this is sticky facing up, and a little tape here. Okay, so there's some sticky facing up there and there. Then I'll hold this behind it. They're etched lines that make it really easy to line it up. I'm pretty uptight about lining it just right. Do you mind checking on her? Mm-hmm. Thank you. Let's see. Okay, I think that's lined up and I'll just press that on. So there are etched lines that help you to line that up well. Then I'm going to take this and I'll put it onto my Waffle Flower grip mat in the corner of my Misty stamping tool. So I'm putting the stencil right into the corner and press it down. Okay, so the stencil is lined up. Goodish. All right, now for this first one, I should probably have started with something different, but I'm going to go with this one. For this first one, I think I will do, let's do some inking. Let's see what we can do here. Yeah. Hang on, let me get my ink stand. I can't go without my ink stand. I've just grabbed some Altenew ink. Any inks would work here. All right, and I have my Waffle Flower background blending brushes. I call these my Big Mama brushes. They're great for putting down ink very quickly. All right, so there are different ways to hold them. I kind of hold them like this and apply it. The nice thing about these brushes is you can, again, cover like a large area quickly. They go very smooth. I do find because of the shorter flat bristles, you can do like a heavy blended background faster. But right now I'm just doing kind of a light to medium of Sea Breeze from Altenew. Any colors you want. But I thought that would be pretty. All right. Yeah, the wavy lines, these are cool because I'm going to show you there's a lot you can do with them. Right now I'm just using them as wavy lines. Now watch this. Take this off. If you wanted to, you could have done that stencil in green and you would have ground, which I'm going to show you next. But right now I'm just doing some different blues. All right, let's move into the next one. And I'm going to leave that there and put my stencil into the corner again, and it'll line up just right to ink it up with another color. Let's do like a teal color. I'm gonna use Volcano Lake. And there are two, I'm gonna do both in Volcano Lake. So let's ink this up with some Volcano Lake. You could do each a different color. Let me show you. In fact, Look at this one. This one I did rainbows before, so I'll hold that there. This is the A6. That's the same thing I'm doing right now, but I did each a different color, so I did rainbow. Just to show you another example. So you can do each of the little waves a different color. You could do the bottom wave, like bottom 2 waves like greens, and then the top 3 waves like blues, so it looks like grass and sky. But for this one, I wanted to do something funky. My next one, I'll do the grass and sky thing. Okay, so that is Volcano Lake over stenciled 2 of the A6 wavy line. Again, if you don't like the A6 size, you can get this in whatever sizes you want. See that? All right, now the final one, I think I'll do, there are 2 waves again that are exposed with the stencil. I think I'll do one color and one another color. I think I'm going to use let's do Eastern Sky. Where's Eastern Sky? There it is. And I'm going to go back to Sea Breeze again. Now, Sea Breeze is what I used at the beginning. This time I'm going to do a little bit of masking. So I only want the top wave. So I've got these little corners. This one is from Altenew. Altenew and Waffle Flower have these. They both have these kind of corners. You can also use Post-it notes, but just to mask off the other wave. So I'll do Sea Breeze at the top there. Let's do Sea Breeze at the top here. So you can do each wave a different color like I did here. The large plastic envelopes I have, Mike, can you link them? They're from Altenew. They are their storage pockets in the 7.5-inch width size. They have a bunch of different sizes. All right, so let's do the top wave here. So you could do each of these different, and then you could cut them each out and add them to a different card. Let's do this one here. But I'm going to do each one the same because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this card in the end. You guys are going to help me decide. Now I'm doing like a light application of ink, but you definitely could do heavier. So this isn't going to be super smooth, but I will get to smoother here in a bit. Let me just show you what I have so far. Peel this up. I have one more wave to do. See the... Let's do Eastern Sky in the middle. Eastern Sky is one of my favorites from Altenew. It's more of a true blue. So I'm gonna mask off and just do that middle wave. So I have like 3 different shades of blue on here. Because I can. Why not? Is she okay up there?
Yeah.
All right. So see how easy it is to mask with one of these little corners, but you can use Post-it notes for sure. So let's do it this way. Are there questions? So this is the A6, but remember, if you prefer A2, A6, A7, mini, slimline, this is all available in those sizes. All right, so let's see what we got here. Come on. So there we go, look at that. Isn't that pretty? So think about it, you could do like ocean, you could do sky. I just did waves. It's not meant to be ocean, sky, or whatever. Here's one in rainbows. Yes, I showed how to cut those different card base sizes. I buy a bunch of different colors. I tend to make a lot of pool color envelopes or cards, so I buy a lot of pool color envelopes. It shouldn't matter what side of the cardstock you use. All right, so there's just 2. Here's another one I did. This one I put in like a little bit of purple. Now you can make them more intense, but I wanted something soft. All right, wait, I put that away, but I need it still. Now, You can do lots of things with this, but if you want to incorporate any stencils you have, this is what you do. Put it on the grip mat. I thought I would use I've used these before. Uh-oh, where are they? Hold, please. Here we are. Like you could take a stencil like this. This is the waffle flower rosebud or rose bouquet. Can you see it's like a giant rose image? You could do that right over it and get a look like this one, where there's like a big image over it. But I think I will use, that's the rose bouquet. I think I'm going to use the daisy. I want something kind of hippie looking. So this is the daisy layering stencil from Waffle Flower. I've used it before, and I'll probably use it again. It's 2 stencils. It's a much older one. And I'm going to put those daisies over all of those openings. But first, remember how I told you each of the different sizes there is a Postage collage block stencil available? Look why this is really good. You lay this down over top, and it blocks off all of the white. Okay, so see how all of the white postage edges are blocked off. So now I can put any stencil I want over it, or any stamping I want over it. All right, now let me see. I actually think if I'm going to stencil over these daisies, it's actually better if I put this down first. I'm just going to lay it over. Lay it over my background. Just do it like that. And then put this on top. Whoop, 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 like that. And that way I get really crisp looking stenciling. So I'm just going to lay that down. So now I have all of these daisies over that I can stencil over the inked waves. I'm going to do the same colors, but heavy. So let's do Persian blue, which is a darker of that eastern sky color. I'm going to grab a blending brush here. Uh-oh, there we go. Okay, so this is Persian blue here. And I'll just do some heavy amounts of color here. What's wrong? You all right?
Yeah.
Mike's getting old. He bent over to pick something up and he's hurting.
No.
What's wrong? Why are you over here? Oh dear.
Go on.
Okay. All right. So I'm just doing random. Now you could do these all the same color, but why would I do that when I don't have to? All right. So I'm inking some of these in Persian blue. I just think this will be fun. Oh gosh. Michael.
What?
I'm going to tell everybody.
Go ahead.
No.
What me?
He was making a sound like he was bothered.
Yeah.
And he came over to tell me it's because my dog farted. He wrote it on a note. See? Dog farted. That's what was wrong.
You got to share.
Well,
Foxy.
my dog farted, and that bothered Mike. My gosh. Poor Mike. He's got it rough. Okay, so I'm going to do... Poor Mike. Okay. All right, so there is some of the Persian blue. Yes, I didn't have to tell you all, but if I have to know, you guys have to know. Let's do some Aqualicious. I tell you. Okay. I want to switch to the... Oh, wait, no, I don't need to. I've got another brush here. Okay. These are waffle flower brushes. Waffle flower is great brushes. My favorite of the waffle flower brushes are the Big Mama ones that you just saw me use. I also like their dual-ended ones, but these are just their regular ones. I think I want darker than that. No, we'll just go with it. Yeah, Persian blue is pretty. So is Aqualicious. Okay, so there's some Aqualicious. Now let's do some, let's do Lagoon, which is a bit darker than, I want to switch from Aqualicious to Lagoon. So I do 1 spritz of rubbing alcohol on my desk, tap my brush into it, and then rub it onto a dried cloth. And that removes a lot of what color was there. So let's do the rest in Lagoon. I could do some in white, but I'm not gonna. Yeah, I like this color combo. So this color combo you can do in really anything, but I'm going with the blues. I'm on a, blue is a happy, I don't know, happy color combo, calming. Okay, so there we go. Now I can remove my collage block stencil. Then I can remove my daisy stencil. Watch. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Okay. Now there's another stencil here. Let's see. How did I have this? I had it like that. Okay. Is that right? Now look, I had this right like this, and I want to know how to get the next stencil up, like lined up. So I'll just take a little corner here and mark it up here and remove this one. And the next one, if I go up into that same corner up here, I know it'll line up how it's supposed to. So I'll line that up. This does like little centers to the flowers and leaves. So let me clean off the stencil. For cleaning stencils, I do 1 spritz of rubbing alcohol. Let's take the dog farted note out of the screen. So I put down my leaf stencil and then the collage block stencil, which will keep all the white outlines from getting inky. Now over this, I'm going to do green over the leaves to start, which makes sense. I'll do grass field. Great color here. It's a great like basic green color from Altenew. You can use whatever brands you want. This is just what I grabbed first. I was wanting to use that Persian lake color, or the Persian, no, I'm sorry, the Eastern Sky. And that's why I grabbed these. But this would be pretty in like pinks and reds and yellows, whatever you want. Okay, so I did greens for the leaves. Now for the center of those flowers, I could do gold pigment ink, but I'm going to cheat instead, and I'll show you that in a while. So there are these flower centers that are dots. Instead of using the stencil, I'm just going to use a gel pen in a moment. So I'm not going to color those in, but you could. So I remove the color block stencil. I'm going to clean that. This is, again, the A6. But you could do it in whatever size you want. Look at that. Isn't that cute? So this is the A6 version. Now let me put some of this away because some of this away. We'll do that later. Okay, so look at what we got so far. Isn't that cute? Now, let me tell you, I'll add the flower centers in a moment, which will really make it pop. Some things that you could do with this. You could leave it together. You could cut the Postage collage block die and put it right over it. And there you lose if you don't want the postage look, you've got that. And then you can also cut each apart. But me first, Mike, can you add the Altenew silver and gold permanent markers? I'm going to do silver. So instead of using the stencil with silver ink, I'm just using the silver permanent marker from Altenew at the center of the flowers. It's just faster. These really work well. There's a gold and silver. I think there's a black and white too, but I'm using the silver to just put silver at the center of the flowers. Sound effects help. So look how cute that is. Oh, I missed this guy. And if you found you like went over the edge, you can always go in with a white gel pen, kind of clean up the edges. I use my white gel pen a lot to clean up things where I went, you know, out of lines or whatever. And if the first attempt doesn't cover it up, you can always let the white gel pen dry and then come back and put another layer. Isn't that fun? I think it'd be fun to actually add some silver dots in the background too. 1, 2, 3 little clusters of like a big, medium, and small.
They're talking about how I beat Brienne for the a link. Somebody asked for what your Mister was, and I beat Brienne for a link.
Mike beat Brienne for a link?
Yeah.
That never happens.
Brienne said it only happened once per live, which is fair.
Good job, Mike. So Brienne is my link ninja. She is really good at finding things really fast, and Mike is always trying to beat her, and he can never do it. He has an unfair advantage too, and he still loses. Yeah. So there I just did some little dots in the background. Isn't that fun? Isn't that cute? I love it. Favorite white gel pen? Probably either the Arteza white gel pen or the Uniball Signo. You know, they're all moody. Another great one, this is the white acrylic marker from Altenew. That's a good one too. I probably should have used that one. The white acrylic marker, yeah, that one works probably the best, and you can put a few coats down. But I think we're good. All right, so I could leave this as is. So let me show you. You can put this on an A6 card base. This is an A6 card base, and look at how the proportions are just right for it. And you could add that love you that I've been telling you I love so much, and look at that. There are many stamp sets that Waffle Flower has. If you search on Postage Collage, they have tons of these stamp sets that do, hold on. Oof. Little like 30 cents, 20 cents on each of them, you know, the postage cancellation, and you can add that to any of these. But we're going to get there in a moment. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I kind of like it like that. I really like it like that, actually. I think that's cool. I don't know, but I could cut it apart. So these are the same stencils in the background. The wavy stencil, I did rainbow there, and here I just did blues. Isn't that fun? So you can cut these apart. So let me show you how, if you cut them apart, I'm not sure I want to cut this apart. Let's do something with this, because I think I want that. I love that as is. So any stencil you could use over it. But let me show you. This is one I did off screen. I used the same exact products. It's the A6 Postage Collage die and the A6 Wavy stencils. And you can do whatever you want on here. Think about all of the images that you have that are silhouette type images. Mike, hold on. So, for example, the wildflower silhouettes, this is something I've used in a previous live from Waffle Flower, but like Gina K has beautiful silhouette images like this. Let me show you how you would do it. So this I did with the A6 Postage Collage. This is just another way to use it. I'm going to lay this down like that. I can put the block stencil, which is a must-have, lay it on top to block off all of the white edges. Then you can take any like silhouette images and, oop, I didn't line it up well. Doobie-doo-doo. That. Any silhouette images. It's like these, and you can stamp them on into the different areas. There's also these. These are the, I'm going to switch to these. Let me show you. Let me put this one back. I know Gina K is really known for her silhouette images. They would all work great here. But I'm going to go with these. So these are new from Waffle Flower, the Postage Collage Mom Silhouettes and the Dad Silhouettes. All right. I think I'm going to do a mom one. I think this one would be great for my, a lot of these would be great for my, for Audrey and her little boy. Like that one there. But I think I'm going to go with, I really like this one right here. I think this is good. So I can lay this down right into the corner of that. Let's stamp this. Oops. Yeah, this is perfect for Mother's Day. So there's Mother's Day and Father's Day, but keep in mind, Waffle Flower has many silhouette images, as do many other companies. Stamp that down. Look at that. That's cute. And then let's do some little hearts going up from it. Like that. Like, let go. There we go. Let me put this one back. Sync this up. And look at that. So now you could do each one, right? And have a background, or you can just see that one. And then you just go, this. Watch, I can just cut. So that's the wavy stencils, and it comes in all 3 sizes, all 5 sizes, I guess. And look at that cute little postage. Yes, the wave stencils are new. Isn't that sweet? So there's the mother and the father, but you could also make it uncle. Because, like, I love that bike one. Uncle Mike is a favorite around here. My older girls were obsessed with Uncle Mike because he was always fun. They would make him drag them around the backyard in a wheelbarrow or a wagon. Remember that? Yeah. It was Mike's biggest form of exercise. So these will work with any of the sizes of Postage Collage or other things. Oh, that black ink was VersaFine Claire from Simon Says Stamp. That one's good, and so is the Altenew. Both of these, they're very similar. They're very dark, crisp black. They're the 2 that I use the most. Yeah, cutting them apart. Yeah, cutting them apart makes them much more versatile, which I'll show you right here. So if you keep them together, you get something like this, right? But if you cut them apart, look at how you can arrange them. And I've done many videos of that. All right. So you can, so from one of these panels, you can get many pieces that you can add. But I also think this would be pretty just centered with a stamp sentiment underneath. Very simple. Now let me show you some more things. So those are, and remember, with a $25 purchase from the newest release, you can get a free mom and dad die, which would go really nice with these. All right, so this, I think I'm gonna leave it as is. And I'm gonna glue that there. I don't know that I'll put it on this color card base, but although I think it actually looks pretty good. Isn't that fun? So basically what I wanted to show is that you can use the wavy stencils as a backdrop for lots of things. You can either stamp on it or do other stencils. The daisy stencil that I used here, this stencil here, wasn't meant to work, wasn't meant to go with the postage collage, but it worked great. So any of your other stencils, all you need to do is first put down this outline, which is the postage collage block stencil. If you put that down first, it keeps all your white outlines clean. All right. Let me just clean some of these off before I go into the next thing. I have one thing. I'm going to do a cat and dog thing.
Which stencil is the floral one?
It's called the daisy. Are there other questions while I clean up here?
Yeah.
By the way, I didn't do any kind of shading or anything on this, but you definitely could. Okay. What you got, Mike?
What does the postage collage block die do? Does it cut it apart too?
Okay, so if you have a few choices, I'll show you the postage collage block die. I have the A6 out, so I'm gonna go with that because I have it out. It's rubbing alcohol. I don't know. It's like 70-some%. I don't know. Whatever they had at the Walgreens or whatever. Okay, postage collage. Let me show you. Let me find some here. Okay, so A6 size. Let me just show you. I'm just going to show you with A6. So this is the postage collage die. All right, the basic postage collage die that's available in many sizes. This happens to be A6. This is the block die, which, let me find my die. Here it is. Here's the die. It cuts out this. This you could either glue on top, like that, and it covers the postage, so you have like a framed look. Or you could line this up and cut the rectangles out. So you can have all these little rectangles that fit perfectly in it. So say like this card here, where I use pattern paper. See where there's pattern paper that I stamped on? I cut pattern paper from this, and I used all of these pieces and glued them right onto the backdrop. Okay, so I just glued them into their openings. Okay. So again, if you're going to do a lot with postage collage, I would go with the postage collage die, the postage collage block die, and the postage collage block stencil. Those are the biggies that allow you to do lots of things and use whatever products you have on hand. These wavy ones are a nice addition. I'm going to show you more you can do with it. All right. Okay. I think I'm going to go with A6 again. So in this case, the reason I went with A6 is it gave me the A6 and A2, they're pretty close, but here's the A2, here's the A6. The openings here are bigger. So I was able, like my little rectangles are bigger, so I was able to show more of those florals. Okay, so that's one of the advantages of that. Now this card, if I just glue this on here and put it on an A6 card base, this costs the same to ship as if I made it in A2. Doesn't make a bit of difference. I will use A7. I'll use A7 now. Somebody wanted A7, I'll do A7 now. Let me do A7. Here's an A7, Big Mama. Yeah, oh, I will tell you, Nina puts a lot of thought into these. She's a smart cookie. Okay, this is all my A7 stuff here. Let's start out with the wavy dies. I'm going to do some cat or dog. We're going to vote whether I do cat, dog, or cat and dog. I'll do A7 right now. All right, let's get my grip mat out. Let's start with the first stencil. I'm going to line this up here. This is how I like to do it. Do the postage eyes. Okay, All of these products are available separately, or you can buy like a bundle and save a little bit if you want to get bundles. All of it's linked in the YouTube description below. Okay, so I'm going to line this up. There are etched lines that make it very easy to line up. Once I have it lined up, press it under the tape. Then I'm going to put that into the corner of my MISTI, press it down. So I've got the bottom wave stenciled, lined up. I will do, let's do lime, one of my favorite colors. I'm going to use my Big Mama black background blending brushes from Waffle Flower. She did not name them Big Mama. I call them that. Oh, we're going to have the cat and dog arguments, Mike. Don't worry. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't have started with this color. But I'll tell you in a moment. We will get to the cat and dog argument in a moment. I'll use both so nobody gets angered. And then some people will be like, what about hamsters? I don't have hamster stamps. Waffle Flower used to have hamster stamps. I don't know if they do anymore. Okay, so there's lime. I think I actually want that to be darker. But I'm going to peel this a little bit back so you can see what I've got here. So look it's like the ground, right? Actually, I'm going to leave that as is. I think that's good. Now you can do some shading to this. You could do some texture, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it as is. We're going for simple here, okay? So there's the first stencil. I'm going to leave my die cut where it is. Come in with the next stencil. Put that in the corner, and then I know it will line up. Now with this one, I'm going to go a little bit darker. So I'm going to go with that grass field. I think they had hamsters that were working out, if I remember correctly. All right, so this is grass field. I'm going to do that. I think I'll do that, yeah. So I'm doing just this stencil, this second stencil of the wave stencils does 2 areas, but I'm only going to ink up 1. And I'm just using something to mask it off. You can use Post-it notes, you can use whatever you want. These brushes are great for, oop, I got some ink in that one. Yeah, well, I'll cover it with the sentiment. These brushes are great for fast background inking. See how quick I can put that down? All right. And I don't have to put in much effort to blend. Okay, so that, again, I'm doing the 5x7, but it's available in many. Highland cows would be nice. Yeah, this grass green is great. So look at, see, I've got like 2 shades of green. There's my booger. Yeah, it's okay. Then the next one, oh, stay there. All right, let's line this one up. Let's line that one up. Press that down. Now I'm going to do 2 shades of blue here. I'm going to go back to that other one. Don't worry, I'll get there. Let's do, actually I want more green. Let's do more green first. Let's get in some, let's do a little just green. I'm going to do that with the bottom brush or bottom wave. So this is the next stencil. On the bottom wave, I'll do just green. This will be very similar to the green I just did, but basically what I'm doing is kind of like hills. And you definitely, again, could make this more shaded, more distinguished. You could stamp some texture over this, but I'm trying to hurry here. Okay. Let's put, this is just green, which is like, it's got a little bit of blue to it, but those 3 shades for like hills will be nice. So there is, see the 3 shades of hills? Ooh, ooh, I love it. Stay there. All right, let me go back to the last stencil. Remember each stencil, well, the second and third stencils have 2 waves. So instead of using these as waves, I'm using them like as kind of a skyline. All right, so let's lay that down. I just put it right in the corner and it'll line up nicely. Except I let it shift a little bit. Good enough. Okay, so for this, I will do blue. Let's do a little bit of, where did my Eastern Sky go? It's out, here it is. We'll do Eastern Sky first. Thank you. I am not doing any, somebody said it's pretty. It's not me, it's these stencils. If you have the right tools, I think a lot of card making takes so little effort. You know, I've got a grip mat here, I've got good inks, I've got a good blending brush, I've got something to mask with, I've got good stencils. If you've got the right tools, I feel like it's pretty effortless. I'm kind of going dark here. I shouldn't have gone this dark, but that's okay. I'm going to do kind of like a, I want this to be a card that I can give to a guy. So I'm going to go kind of, I want to go a little darker, a little bold. It would fit the guy well. Okay. So this is Eastern Sky over, this is stencil number 2. Again, I could have done those the same. Look at that. Oh, I love it. And go to the last stencil again, stay there. Tools make a big difference, and that's why I don't believe in trying to go cheap on tools and products, because that's what makes the big difference. Okay, so now, oh, I think I let it shift. Good enough. Okay, last one. I'm going to do Sea Breeze. It's not really the right color, but I'm going with it. I'm going to do some Sea Breeze just at the top here. I'm not even going to bother masking with the green. I'm just kind of going with it. Because I'm going light with this. So if you had cloud stencils or stamps, you could add it to this. Now watch what we have. It's like a scene, right? Grassy hills with a little bit of blue sky. You could have, let me show you another thing that you could have done. Let me just show you. This is an A6. Let me just show you what another thing, a simple thing you could have done. If you want a simpler scene, is you could just do the bottom stencil only. Let me show you real quick. It won't take long. Do the bottom stencil only. I'm going to show you the comparison. Pretend that's lined up well. So this is just the first stencil of the wavy. So you could do, you can ink these up as much as you want. I'm going kind of bold. I've got a dark color here. Normally I would go much lighter. I'd go like with a lime color, but I'm just going with what I have on my desk. So you can do the wave first, the bottom wave, that's your grass, right? Then just come in with that basic collage stencil, collage block stencil. Watch this. So it's a backdrop for any stamps you have. So any little images, I mean, how many little images do we have where they're like little lawn fawn images would look great on here even. Silhouette images, anything you want. Let me just do that real quick. Then you can come in with, so this is your basic Postage collage block stencil, and you can just do like the sky. And there you have like a little backdrop for all kinds of little images. Just doing this quickly. You could do a night sky with this too, but watch this. Look how quick and easy that is. Look at that. Little backdrop for any little critters. All right. Mike, I have some cards.
Yes.
Before I finish my A7, before I finish this one, let's look at some card examples while I clean my stencils. These are all from the Waffle Flower website. This one is, oh, did it say who made that? Oh, no. Okay. This is from the Waffle Flower website. My guess is that is Galena's. That's my guess. She's one of the Waffle Flower card makers who is so, so good. But look at, she did the wave stencil in the background. See that? Then she did some silhouette stamping with the wildflowers on top and then added some die cuts too. Is there another one? All right, look at this one. This one they just did one of the Mother's Day images. And look at that. Oh, Leanne West made that last one. Leanne West made the last one. This one is by, this is Galena. Look at, they just cut one postage out. That's why getting the 5x7 is nice, because you can do a single postage and look at how it fills in the card nicely. And then it uses the other shaped postage collage image dies that come with the die set that I just never seem to reach for. But I think that is a beautiful card. These are all on the Waffle Flower website. Here is, you know, what I just showed you where I did the ground, just the bottom wave of the wavy stencils in green. And then I did the sky with blue. This card Galena did where she added some cats to it, just other little critter images or other little florals from other companies even. And see how they fit on there and they look like little scenes. And then this one, oh, the frame dies. I'm going to show you those frame dies and stamps and dies in a moment. And the Love You, which is on sale right now. There's one of the dad ones. That one there, they used the postage collage stencils, but then used the block die, which remember creates the frames that go around with it. So there you can see, if you don't want the postage look, get the block collage die and put it on top. And you can always put the postage collage block die cut behind the postage and it gives you like a matte look. Here's another one where they cut the postage up. There's the wavy stencils and the dad's stamps. That's from Jill Hawkins. Is that all of them?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, the dad ones are neat. Okay, so I got to vote. Mike?
So I leave that up the corner still?
No, you can take that off for now. I'm doing 5x7 right now. I need a vote. Do we want cats, dogs, or both? Mike's going to put a poll up. I'm going to add some cat images, some dog images, or both to this. So you can vote at the top. While you vote, I've got my postage collage die that I made with the wavy stencils. This is the 5x7 version, but they're all in various sizes. And then I'm going to line up the postage collage block stencil on top. And that covers up all of the white edges. Somebody asked who has the best piercing dies. I would say that for the best basics, like the piercing rectangles that I showed at the beginning of this video, piercing circles, like some ornate frames and such, Waffle Flower. Waffle Flower. If you do piercing, a search on piercing, you'll be able to see that over on their website. Okay, so I'm covering up my postage collage that I did with the postage collage block stencil. That way I can stamp or stencil whatever I want over these and the white trims would stay white. All right, tell me. You could also do these as waves and do like boats in it.
Both.
Both, cats and dogs. I gotta find my cats and dogs. You could do the mother and father ones I just showed you. Okay, I've got my cats and my dogs. These are older. The Waffle Flower postage collage cat silhouettes and dog silhouettes. I love all the little images that go with it. And then there are dies too. So if you wanted to, instead of stamping on these, you could do the little die cuts. The poll is always at the top of the chat. So let's pick out some images. Now I'm doing the A7, so these are bigger. So I might be able to put 2 images in each. So let's do this dog. Let's go with the dog that looks kind of like mine. My annoying dogs. This one does. And this one. Those are my dogs. They're thin. And look at, wants to play. So here's my dog right here. My dog right here wants to play with the cat. And the cat doesn't want anything to do with them. Let's find a cat. Oh, I like this cat. This cat, look, this cat's got a little attitude. I love the cat attitude right there. And we'll put a little ball by its feet. A little ball of yarn. Then let's do, this cat's cute. This cat could give like, oh, let's do a cat like that with the dog like that. Oh, look at, see, they can sit there in harmony. And we'll even put little hearts above its head. They're in love. So that would be my cat and or my dog and Christina's cat in love. Don't tell her. Okay. There we go. So like that. So these can be floral images. These can be anything. This one's cute. This cat's cute. But I need more dogs. Let's see. Oh, this one's cute. Hey, little rover. Let's do a cat right here. No. So this dog and this cat could play, but the proportions are not right. So let's do, here's a cat that's like acting like he doesn't want to play with the dog. That seems fitting. Like that. I do like this cat, but I think that, let's do this cat. There are paw prints and everything, but I'm just kind of going with, I think a sentiment might go around in here. Let's do I have more cats than dogs? Cat, 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 cat. Cat, cat, cat. 4. I need another dog. All right, let's see here. Let's do the lay down dog right here. No. I think I'm going to end up cutting a lot of these out. So let's do paw prints down here. All right. Yeah, you could do a dog house. Yeah, there's a lot you could do here. I mean, there's dog house. There's all kinds of things. Yeah, I might use the dog house in one. We'll come back to that. But let's first just stamp these. So any kind of silhouette images work here. I'm just going to do black because it's super easy. You could do white heat embossing here. That would be neat too. But I'm going with black because that'll be fast. Let's see here. Cats and dogs in harmony. Everybody's happy except the hamster people. Sorry. Look at that. Look how crisp those are. Dang. Let's see. I think I want to do the doghouse right here. Actually, yeah, I'll do the doghouse right here. So I'm going to have to mask a little bit here. Yeah, Waffle Flower is very generous and their products are very well priced. I will say they have something that they came out with this month that's brilliant. It's a square postage. It's just a little square postage, just a single square. And I believe each month this year, they're going to come out with a different little stencil that colors it in. The problem is the square stencil sold out. You can pre-order it. But I had actually planned on making a card. like my big card of the day was going to be using that, and it sold out right before the live. But I'll show you it because you can pre-order it still. You can get the daffodil stencil, but you can't get the square die anymore. The square die created one of these, Postage collage square die, and I was going to do a card with all these little daffodils, but unfortunately it sold out. But you can still order it. It's just the die is sold out. But I love that she's coming out with more. So she came out with all of this, and now she's adding onto it, which I think is brilliant. Where'd I put the doghouse? Let me get the doghouse out, sorry. Yes, happy Easter. Speaking of which, I need to steal some peanut butter cups from my daughter. I think that seems fair, doesn't it? Mom tax? Okay. So let's put this there. Yeah, that's cute. And then, let's see, I like that. Hold on. Hold, please. Some of these have, I did hearts. There's like, in this dad one, there's these little birds for the sky. I'm gonna put some birds in my sky up here. Actually, I'm not because I might do some postage collage stuff. Okay, so let's move this and let's reveal everything. All right, here we go. Ooh, look at that. Look at them. Oh, they're so cute. Look at that. And then that with love, I'm telling you, it fits on everything. You can put it right, that's where I'd put it. Look at that. So let's get our A6 card or A7 card base out. I'm not done. I got more. Oh, those dogs. This guy right here, that looks most like my dog. Oh, so cute. Let me get a white A7 card base out. Not sure what I'm gonna wanna do. Oh, I know what I wanna do. Oh my gosh, I'm in love. The Love You, it just works with everything. So this is A7, this is A6, it works with that. This is an A2, and it would work really well there too. Okay, I'm not done. Hold. I want some cardstock to put behind that, some colored cardstock. I think I'm gonna use Spellbinder's Seaside. Just a little color to it. Yeah. See, it's just a little. I don't want it to be too much. Maybe Waterfall. No, I want Seaside. Okay, this is Seaside. This is a piece I had left over. Where's my trimmer? She's good, Mike? All right, I'm gonna cut this to A7, which is 5 by 7. Again, I'm making a bigger card. I'm gonna talk about it too. Okay. So this is an 5 by 7. Let me tell you right now though, see how getting the 5 by 7 postage collage, you can cut this guy out and see how big it is that you could put it like on an A2 card, and you could cut each of these out and put them each on a different smaller card base. Does that make sense? Because right here, see how small this one is on the A2, but the 5 by 7, it's a big mama. So that big one you could put as a focal point, which I'm gonna show you if I have time. But let's first do this. Okay, this guy. I wanna use the die that came out last month that I haven't gotten a chance to use and I'm so excited about. For a while, Waffle Flower has had a piercing texture die in an A2 size, which I love. They now have it in an A7. So this is big enough to add a piercing texture to pretty much any panel. Okay, so I've got an A7 panel here, 5 by 7. I'm gonna put the piercing die on here, and this just adds some fun texture. Now you could stitch through it. I'm not doing that, but it's gonna just add some interest. All right, Yeah, I'm loving this. I'll probably put, I may go back and add some more to it. We'll see. Okay, now look at, see the piercing that we did? Somebody was asking about piercing before. So now the entire front of our card panel will have that piercing. Now a lot of it will be covered by the postage collage, but see how it kind of shows through? Just add some interest. Okay. I'm a big fan of piercing, and this guy right here is going to live in my cabinet. I have this little cabinet with the magnets in the door. A7 piercing die from Waffle Flower. I'm going to go ahead and stick it on there, and it'll live there. Okay, so that's on the background. I cut that a little bit big. Hold on. Just cut a little bit off the edge. All right. Have you all watched The Traders yet? I told you all to watch The Traders. I want to make sure you've watched it. It's good. Mindless, great for crafting. Okay, so I have a 5x7 card base. I have a bunch of these. I showed you how I cut these at the beginning. I have a bunch prepared already. Mine's white here. I'm going to glue this right onto the front. There will be no white trim on mine. I just want it to be covered with this, I think it was Seaside cardstock from Spellbinders. So let's put that there. We'll put something heavy on this while it dries. Okay, now this, I was thinking about cutting them up individually, but I really am liking how they are right now. Yes, The Traders. Oh, it's good. Right now, I'm watching the UK version of The Traders. I think that was the original. Yeah. I'm a fan. Hold on, I've got to find, just a second, I got to find some things. I think I will use, I'm going to use the Postage Collage Love. There are many versions of these Postage Collage stamps that do like the cancellation and all that. I think I want to do the Love version. I think that's what I want to use. Hold on. Just a second. And any theme you could possibly want, they have. Actually, I think I've got some different ones here. This is a big one. This is the original. All of these have been so loved, they're not even sticking anymore. This is the original Postage Collage. Probably use one of these. Let's do it this way. Use one of these up here. Right there, like that. Then I'll use 20 cents, 40 cents. So there's a bunch of these in different sizes. You can do lots of different things with it. Or, listen, if you don't want the postage look, skip these. And instead, use that collage block stamp that or die that I showed you, that I showed you before, that does, like, makes it a framed look. But I really like how these stamp out. I think, you know what, since those are in black, I think I'm going to do my postage collage images in like a dark gray instead of black. Who's calling? Is that you or me?
You.
Is it? Oh, it's my accountant. Okay, so let's try these in dark. This is Metropolis from Pink Fresh. I don't know if it'll be dark enough, but let's see. There we go. So it's a little bit more, it's not as dark as the black. It'll also fade a little bit. Let's see, and then one of these. Let's do To My Favorite Person. Let's do that here. Isn't this fun? Yeah, the postage collage stuff is just... This I like to have hanging... These images I like to have on the white. Let's do the 14 cents down here. And let's do You're My Favorite up here. Sorry, my head's getting in the way. So you can use any sentiments in here. Each of these could be different sentiments. And that's what I love about it. You can put whatever you want in it. And I can't wait for, dang it, for the Big Mama Live where I'm going to do a bunch of things show you all about the postage collage. But today I really wanted to talk to you about the advantages of using the different sizes. So these are all, again, I did all of these in 5x7, right? Proportions. Each of these, I'm going to put this whole thing onto a 5x7 card, but you could have cut each of these out and they'd be big enough to go onto an A2 card. Oh my gosh, I'm in love. Mike, are you in love?
Yep.
Mike's in love. Mike is so happy right now. Let's see, I want to do a little more. Let's see, I want to do a 50 right there. Oh my gosh, I'm in love. Mike's so happy. Oh, that's a little crooked, but that's okay. Let's do a first class mail right down here. And then I'll be done. Come on, lay there. It's funny, if you guys watch Traders, the difference between how the UK version folks respond and how the Americans respond is eye-opening. I feel like the UK folks have a lot more compassion for each other. They like feel bad to backstab each other. Look at that. Okay, now what you could do is cut one of these out and it would fit nicely on the front of a card, a smaller card, or leave it this big. Oh, I missed the 14 cents. How'd I miss that? It's supposed to be right there. So there are lots of things that you can do with this. You're right, I did miss it. I'm going to stamp it because that's going to bother me. Hold, please. So that's one of the advantages. If you see 5x7 products and you're like, well, I don't make 5x7 cards, that's too big. You can easily use those on smaller. So like I mentioned earlier, Christina Werner does where did my gray go? Christina Werner does a bunch in 5x7. Those you can use on smaller. So you get the options, right? On what size you use. There we go. Okay. Whew, much better. All right, so this, let me trim this down. Traders is great. Okay, here's the reason I like Traders. And what I've told Mike. The reason I like Traders is it's kind of mindless. And you get the interest of reality TV without like the drama of like who's in love with who and all that. It's just fascinating. Okay, there we go. So I will glue that there and then I'd put love you like right there. And look at that. Isn't that fun? But you can also cut each of those out. So if you wanted to cut them out, I had a A7 panel made earlier, but I don't know. Oh, here it is. So here's an A7 panel I made earlier. Same size. Notice how if I just cut this little panel right out here, this one postage, I can put that onto a A2 card base. Let me get a card base out. Let's do this light color here. And that can be right in the center of it. In fact, I think what would be neat is to do this like that. And then I have, oh, I just dropped them all. You could do little butterflies. These are the multiple butterflies from Waffle Flower. You could do like that. So you could use one postage. And then I have all of these for more cards. So you could do it like that. Or what I just dropped in everything here is my ladybugs. I've used these in lives before. These little ladybugs are the cutest little things. So let's just do this. Come on now. You could add little ladybugs instead of butterflies. I don't know why there's not more ladybug products out there, so I was excited about these. So cute. So you could do a little, look at that! Oh my gosh, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like the ladybugs, Mike?
I love them.
He loves the ladybugs. Poor Mike. Let me see. I'm going to add my ladybugs. Hold on. So think about how you can use, that's a little nice focal point. You could take, so I would do another, of course, another ladybug down here. So there'd be 3. Or, like, I don't know about you, but I save like little die cuts that or stamped images that I've made in the past that I never used. Man, these are old. And think about it, you can add that in with the postage collage, you know? So anything can go with it. This is Reverse Confetti, who's not around anymore, and this was alt new. But I love how you can just put anything with the postage collage. And that's why I really wanted to talk about it today. And the fact that this was from the 5x7, it's a bigger proportion, so it fills it better. Yeah, you like ladybugs more than I love butterflies. I feel like butterflies have a hope to them. I don't know. All right, let's ask. Mike, poll. Do you like ladybugs or butterflies better? I'm a big butterfly person, but the ladybugs are cute, but let's see. See? And then you have all of these. And if you don't like the postage, you could cut that off. Let's do another one here. So see, here's another one. You can do the With Love on this too, and do more ladybugs or the butterflies. Or you could do a few of these, you know, you don't have to do just one. Do like that. Put that there. See all the different ways you can use these? I need another butterfly. Here we go. You know, so anything you want. And remember I did the rainbow earlier, which is under here. Oh, no, this is not the rainbow. This is a blue one I did off screen, but I did a rainbow earlier. Here it is. So let's see. I don't know where the other rainbow went. Oh, I see it up there. I stamped on it earlier. So these are fun because you can use a variety of different products with it. Like this. And then, look at this. Ah. See? So many ways you can use it. All right, what did people vote?
It's still coming in. It's really close.
It's really close. Oh, shoot.
So far, it's 53% butterfly.
53% butterflies. Well, there you go. You can have a few different options. And then there was this one that I haven't added the sentiment. Another sentiment set that I was thinking about using is this one, but I fell in love with this Love You, and that you can get on sale. But I also like this. This came out a while ago. It's called Mixed Sentiments, and there are coordinating dies to cut it out. And these would always work well. Like the proportions of these are nice for these too. But I'm going with the Love Ya. Butterflies don't, ladybugs bite? What? Say it ain't so. I don't want to hear that. Do they really?
Only when they crawl in your ear.
Only when they crawl in your ear, Mike. They don't bite.
I didn't know that.
They don't bite. I don't believe it. Google it. I need to know. Hold on, I'm almost done. Okay, so these are, I used from the Dad silhouettes, a little little birds to put in the sky. Let's put some up here too. They do?
Yep.
They bite? Who knew? Okay. We have a new poll, Mike. How many people knew that ladybugs bite? I don't believe it. There you go. Okay, this one. Now, I will tell you, you can put foam tape behind this, but what I would do to make it stand up more, oh gosh, I gotta find it. Oh, remember, real quick, remember, if you wanted to, if you don't like the postage look, cut one of these from the Postage collage block die and lay it over top. Let's see if I can find it. So it would look like this. And it completely, you would skip the postage stamps that I did in gray, but look at how that looks like that. Bite. I've held many ladybugs and they never, see Libby, you're sweet though. Nobody's gonna bite you because you're sweet. You're as sweet as they come. Is this my A7? I don't know where I put my A7. What I would do, I've run out of room here. What I would do here is cut 2 more of the A7 panel postage collage die and glue it behind it so it would have stacked dimension, but I can't find it under all my baloney here. But so see, let me show you on the background here, I have that piercing and I would lay that on top, pop it up with additional behind it, and then add love you. Right there. Look at that. Okay, that's my favorite. Then here's the other one. This is the A6 size, A7, A6. And this one, I would make this one vertical like that. You could add, I know some of you are anti-butterfly, I don't know why, but you could add little butterflies, maybe silver cardstock butterflies. And I will finish these and I promise I'll post them. I'll do it first thing in the morning. So silver butterflies there. There's bodies too for it. Tarantha said, the internet says waffle flower ladybugs do not bite. Problem solved. Problem solved. So I touched base on some of the different card sizes at the beginning of this video. So here's like a 5x7. Here's an A6. And then this one, you know, this would be an A2. I don't have all the pieces because I didn't make one that size. Oh, let me show you this. You could do, remember I did that? I would put that right there and stamp a small little sentiment underneath it, or you could do, oh, let me get a Mother's Day, a small sentiment. Sometimes I feel like the best cards are simple. So like this one, you could do Happy Mother's Day. Stamp that right underneath and use that piercing die that I used on this background, use it on there. And so there you can see different card sizes, A2, A6, A7. And again, there are more card sizes than I talk about here, but those are 3 sizes I like. And you can see this is 5x7. But it's not overwhelming if you get the right products with it. And the Waffle Flower has all of these postage collage products I used today in A2, A6, A7, mini slimline, and slimline. Yeah, that piercing die you're going to see me, that's going to be a staple. You're going to need that. That one's going to be a staple. And the with love, the love you, oh, this would work. Look at that. Put it like that too. Oh, I like that. It works on all of them. And that, you can get 40% off right now. So, some fun with the A2, A6, A7 card sizes. I talked about that at the beginning if you want to go back and see that. I promise I'll finish these cards and I'll get them up onto the website because right now you can get this die, the Love You die set, on sale, 40% off with my code. And if you spend $25 or more on this new release, you can get the free mom or dad dies. Could you tell what ink colors used on card 2? Okay, A2. The rainbow colors I used on here. I will tell you, the rainbow colors I used are alt new. This is, hold on. Yes. Puffy Heart, Snapdragon, Lemon, Fresh Lemon is the yellow, Lime, and Sea Breeze. Those are the rainbows I did there for the rainbow. And I love how simple that can be. And you can put anything with it. I mean, really, you could even just do the rainbow ones. You don't even have to put much else on it and put that lovey right in the center. So fun. Okay? So I promise I'll finish these and I will get them up on my blog. I promise. I'm trying to get better at that, and it is the hardest thing I've encountered. Now, before I go, I do have a giveaway. So if you haven't left a comment in the chat, leave a comment now. If you've been commenting as we go, you're already eligible. Mike will pick somebody in a few minutes. I have some products this is from Waffle Flower's last release. They came out with a bunch of baking stuff. And in fact, while I give you some time to enter, I'm going to show you some of the baking stuff. The winner will get the Craft Focal Die and Stencil, or cake, sorry. So it makes a cake, and there's a die and stencil, the table add-on cake die, and the Bake Me Happy word die. So it says, you bake me happy. Mike loves puns. Instead of you make me happy. Let me show you some cards from that release. So this is the previous month release. I'm just showing you these because Nina sent me these. And I didn't get to play with this release, but look at these fun cards. Look at the Sweet Friend, the Postage collage stuff for baking. There's some more. See, there's the Postage collage in A2. Whisk You the Sweetest Days. Oh, this is cute. See the little oven mitt? And I talked about piercing dies being so good from Waffle Flower. See, there's piercing die right there on the background. And the oven mitt and more Postage collage. So if you like baking, check out the previous month release. So it would be the March release. I didn't get to play with it, but a lucky winner will get those 3. And if you like the Postage collage and you're looking for a specific theme like florals or autumn or whatever, look on their website. They have a lot. And again, I'm going to do a big, massive live that is all about, it summarizes all of them and shows you all of them. And that'll be coming, I think, in the beginning of May. So yeah, piercing dies really make a big difference to give that little bit around the edge. And that's why I have them stuck in my door, because I use them so much. All right, Mike, do we have a winner?
Yes, we do.
Who's the winner?
Jackie Parkins.
Jackie Parkins. Jackie, if you go to my website and go to contact me, you can send me your email address or your mailing address, and we'll send you these along with a handmade card. Let me give these to Mike. And there you go. So a reminder that you can get a free die of your choice. A little pop-up will show up if you spend $25 or more from their newest release. Or you can also get 40% off the Love You die, which I have shown many times in this video. I really like it. I will finish off these cards, I promise, and get them up. I've got a new way to approach things, and I'm hoping that helps to make it better and for me to get these up. Here's what happens. I'm going to tell you because I think, I don't know, it'll explain it. I do these lives and it's dinner time, right? So I'm done with this live. I will shut everything down, leave everything out, and I am done. I need to decompress. Then it's dinner time. Then it's like hang out with Lila, get her ready for bedtime. And then it's bedtime for me, and I haven't finished all this up. And then tomorrow I'll wake up, right? And it's time to do something else. But I have an idea of how to wrap up each and make sure that I do a blog post so you can see the completed cards each time. I promise. It keeps me up at night trying to figure that out. So again, Waffle Flower, thank you so much. So I'm hoping you can see how you can get a lot out of an A7 products because you can use them on smaller cards. And I really hope you try making the bigger A6 or A7 cards if you usually make A2. Changing up the size card you make really kind of gives you a boost in creativity, gives you a little change. And also, the postage is the same for A2, A6, and A7 as long as the thickness and weight are the same, okay? So if you take the exact same card in A2, A6, and A7, they'll all be the same to ship, to mail, okay? Yes, I will be back again on Wednesday. What is Wednesday? Wednesday. Oh, I'm excited about Wednesday. I'm excited about Wednesday too. And then I'm excited about Thursday too, because that's color. So, you know, it's a little bit of everything. So I've got a lot this week. Yeah, I'm trying. Thank you, Shelley. I appreciate that. Listen, I don't believe that anybody has a good work-life balance, and we're all striving to do better, right? But I'm thankful that I do what I love, but I wish I had more hours in the day. So I promise I'm working on it. Okay. Yes. Color is okay. Wednesday is Alt New. Thursday is Concord and Ninth. There you go. The Wednesday is a product that I've been asking Alta New to do. And Thursday is New Color that is a color I had begged Concord and Ninth for. So there you go. I truly get this excited about this stuff. All right, so there you go. Again, I will have a live coming up in a few weeks where I go through all of this postage collage and show you all the options. There's so much. I'm excited about it. And that's it. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. And I will see you again on Wednesday.